Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Chris with Superior Floors Carolinas. Today we'll be finishing a floor that we installed the previous day. It's a 1.5 inch red oak, select quality wood. And we are starting by doing some rough sanding with 40 grit Norton Blue Fire, which is my favorite sandpaper. We are doing a 45-degree sanding in order to flatten the floor. 1.5 inch, especially this one, is a little bit off level, and we actually have a little bit of a hump in the floor, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that, make it nice and flush. Now start sanding in line, so with the grain of the wood, like you're supposed to, left to right, and we make sure that all of our cross sanding is taken out, and we've leveled the floor further. We use a lamp to kind of show us the highs and lows, and continue to take those highs and lows out to where we get a flush product before we start filler. While my partner is doing his edging, I'm going to start filling. I do all head joints, all gaps, all holes. I do go a little crazy on the filler, but it's only for quality. At the end of the day, you spend 15 more minutes, but you get every nook and cranny. Sometimes we do a whole floor filling with a big trowel. In this case, we didn't have to, it's a new floor, and it just turns out amazing once you remove that filler. Alright, so here where I'm going to start my 80 grit, again Norton Blue Fire. I'm going to make sure we get all this putty up, so I just take my time with a medium fast pace, making sure that I take out all of my old 40 grit lines and all the filler, the excess filler. The filler only stays where it needs to, and we're just wiping it away pretty much with this 80 grit sandpaper. I'm going to blend our sanding, so we've got edger and belt sanders with a Bona Flexi Drive. It is a dual action, it has 4 6-inch heads on it, and I'm starting with 80 grit cling sport paper. And what this does is it just flattens the floor to perfection. It takes out any imperfections from the belt sander and the edger, and it just makes for a beautiful product. It's newer on the market, but it's a must-have if you're doing quality floors, or maybe you can have a trio from Logler, which is what we use for a big machine, and that works just as well. But it's just beautiful quality floors from this machine. Leo, who's my partner, is going to run his dual action 6-inch Mirka sander around all the edges to get up any scratches left over from the edger. And we're going to make sure any imperfections are taken care of at this point. He's going to scrape all the corners, hand sand the corners, and run the machine literally around every wall and every doorway. Our staining application is very simple today. It's probably the oldest method, which is wipe on with a rag and wipe off with a rag. Leo's going to be applying it pretty heavy, and I'm going to come back behind him and wipe it. We're using Duraseal, which is a Minwax company made for floors, as a golden pecan color. It's a 2-hour penetrating stain. We come back in 2 hours and we start our first coat. Here we start our first coat. We are using Bona Mega Satin, and we build 2 coats with Mega, and for this reason is because one, we don't think that building with traffic is a good idea. It's a 2-component finish and it gets too hard. You can get it to where your floor, when it expands, contracts, it can make white lines on all the seams because it's just too hard of a finish if you're stacking 3 coats of it. So we start with Bona Satin from Bona Mega Satin, and 2 coats build. We buff between the coats. After we apply our finish, we come back and the next day and we start buffing with 180 grit buffing paper. After the buffing is complete, we vacuum with a horsehair brush and a HEPA backpack vacuum from ProTeam. Vacuum up very, very well and apply our second coat again with a roller, microfiber roller with Bona Mega Satin. So here we come back 3 hours later. We put down our shoe molding, which in this case is oak, stained to match. It has 1 coat of stain and 1 coat of urethane on it already. So we install this and then we get ready for our final vacuum because I've already buffed it. So I've buffed it, I'm putting down the shoe molding, and now once I'm done with that, we're going to do our final vacuuming. Our final coat is obviously applied by a T-bar. A T-bar, in my opinion, is the best application for final coat. It doesn't roll, it drags. It's kind of like a squeegee. Essentially, it is a squeegee. And the best part about this is that when you have debris with a T-bar, it's very obvious. You can easily pick it up. Leo, who is my partner, is doing the dragging. I'm doing the edges and giving the shoe molding one more coat. And the final product is amazing. If you saw what the second coat looked like before we buffed it, this third coat's going to look even better. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go back to actually take a picture of it. But you can imagine if you saw the second coat, this is even better than the second coat. And the second coat looked very good. So thanks guys for watching. We've got a lot more in the pipeline. We are going to start producing a lot more content for our channel. We do staircase installations. We do all kinds of installations with wood, everything related with wood, refinishes. We do a lot of that. So we have a lot of content in the pipeline, and we appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe, and we will bring you more content to come.